It's time to put in place an authority whose only job is to protect and enhance the biosphere. The first ever authority with global taxation and regulatory powers to do a vital job for us all. A global planet authority. We know now that the biosphere is a global living system of extraordinary complexity and brilliance. It is our most valuable asset. Let's look at the biosphere of the last 10,000 years since the last ice age, the period known as the Holocene. Mother Nature gave us biophysical perfection. In order to visualize it quickly, we put it on a four-sided playing field. We've divided the biosphere into four rough categories: atmosphere, forests and biodiversity, water and soil. Starting at the top, we have ozone protection and CO2 concentration for a stable 14 degrees. Massive boreal forests and huge rainforests. Wide-ranging biodiversity with 2 million species counted and potentially 10 million more. Abundant fresh water and oceans full of life and producing 50 to 70% of our oxygen via phytoplankton. 30 centimeters of topsoil, a balanced nitrogen cycle and no landfill. The biosphere provides ecosystem services like temperature control, pollination, disease management and fresh water to us all. In the last 250 years, but particularly the last 100 years, we have desecrated it. We have unleashed three very powerful global forces: the size of the human population, capitalism and consumerism to turn nature into human goods, and they are not going away. Now the biosphere looks like this. We are now so strong that we affect the whole biosphere, and the forecast is for pretty much everything to get materially worse by 2050. Our ecological strategists, biologists, scientists are very worried. They're warning. So we have a global asset being degraded by global forces. But at present, our human governance structures look like this. The UN has no budget and no power to enforce. Countries are isolated, competitive, and busy doing a lot of other things for us, from schooling to healthcare. Because they are not designed to protect a biosphere, their efforts in environmental multilateralism have been slow and inadequate. They have signed 300 multilateral environmental agreements which are unambitious and most only cover a few countries. And there's no policing, it's all voluntary. Because it's not working, the rate of signing has dropped materially, and we spend no money on the environment, just 0.4% of GDP. So we have the three friends of failure: no one in charge, no strong global boundaries, no power to enforce. It's just no way to run a biosphere. We need to design a global authority to protect and enhance a biosphere. It can then set global boundaries and enforce them. If you were to protect a hugely precious asset for the next 1,000 years, you'd put a specialist in charge, right? This global planet authority must sit above and separate to all other organizational forms, because it has the most important job to do: protect the biosphere now and for the ultra long term.